What if the first signs of a heart attack appeared decades before you expected? Many people believe this condition only strikes suddenly or affects the elderly, but studies from leading medical institutions reveal a different reality. Heart disease, the leading cause of heart attacks, can begin silently in your 20s or 30s, long before symptoms become noticeable. That means what you do today can impact your heart health for years to come. Heart attacks are a growing global challenge, claiming over 17 million lives each year, with numbers projected to rise as lifestyles shift and stress mounts. But here's the critical issue. Most people don't recognize the early warning signs. By the time a heart attack hits, much of the damage to your arteries has already built up. However, research shows that early detection and lifestyle adjustments can help prevent heart disease from escalating and improve long-term heart health. That's why knowing what to look for, no matter your age, can make all the difference. If you've ever felt unexplained fatigue, chest discomfort, or random shortness of breath, this is information you can't afford to ignore. The earlier you act, the better your chances of maintaining a strong, healthy heart. Watch until the end, and if you find this valuable, share this with others to help more people stay informed. Now, let's get started. If you or someone close to you has been struggling with persistent tiredness, odd pains, or sudden dizziness, it's important to pay attention. Heart attacks don't always announce themselves with dramatic chest-clutching moments. Many start silently, years before the crisis, as plaque builds up in your arteries. The earlier it's recognized, the more options there are to prevent a full-blown attack and improve quality of life. Now, what exactly is a heart attack? A heart attack, or myocardial infarction, isn't just a random event. It's the result of heart disease, where blood flow to the heart muscle is blocked, often by a clot in a narrowed artery. This damages the heart, affecting its ability to pump blood, sustain energy, and keep you alive. Our heart powers everything, every breath, every step, every heartbeat. But when heart disease develops, it slowly clogs arteries with fatty deposits, leading to chest pain, breathlessness, and, if unchecked, a life-threatening attack. Unlike normal fatigue or occasional stress, which we all experience, a heart attack stems from progressive damage that kills heart cells at an alarming rate. Many people believe heart attacks are an inevitable part of aging or bad luck, but that's not true. Studies show that people can live well into their 80s or beyond with strong hearts if they take care of themselves. This is why understanding the early warning signs is so important. Intervening early can halt damage and protect your heart for decades. Now let's talk about the causes. Coronary artery disease is the most common culprit, responsible for about 90% of heart attacks, tied to plaque buildup from cholesterol and inflammation. Other triggers include spasms in the arteries, often from smoking or drug use, and rare conditions like Kawasaki disease in younger people. High-profile cases, like actor James Gandolfini, who suffered a fatal heart attack at 51, remind us this can strike earlier than we think. So, what are the 9 early warning signs that could indicate a heart attack is brewing? Let's dive into them one by one. First early sign: chest discomfort. A subtle yet significant early clue of heart trouble is discomfort in your chest. Pressure, tightness, or a squeezing sensation that comes and goes. You might notice it during stress or activity, dismissing it as indigestion or muscle strain, but it's often your heart signaling distress. Over time, this can worsen, lasting longer or appearing even at rest. Research shows this stems from reduced blood flow as arteries narrow, a hallmark of heart disease. Unlike a pulled muscle, it may radiate to your arms or jaw. Early intervention, seeing a doctor, adjusting diet, or starting exercise, can stop this from escalating. If you frequently feel this odd pressure, don't ignore it. Early action can save your life. Second sign: unexplained fatigue. One of the earliest and most overlooked signs is persistent tiredness that doesn't match your routine. If you used to breeze through your day but now feel drained after simple tasks, like climbing stairs or grocery shopping, it could mean your heart's struggling to pump blood efficiently. Studies link this to early heart disease, especially in women, who report fatigue months before an attack. It happens because oxygen delivery weakens as arteries clog. While fatigue can stem from stress or poor sleep, in heart disease, it's relentless and unexplained. Don't brush it off. Third sign: shortness of breath. Changes in breathing patterns can signal heart trouble years before a crisis. You might feel winded after light activity, like walking a block, or even while resting, gasping for air without a clear reason. This happens when your heart can't pump enough blood to meet your body's oxygen needs, often tied to plaque buildup or heart muscle strain. Research shows this is a red flag, especially when paired with fatigue or chest discomfort. Poor fitness can cause breathlessness too. But with heart disease, it's sudden and persistent. Addressing it early with a checkup or exercise can make a difference. Fourth sign, pain beyond the chest. Heart attacks don't just hurt in the chest. Pain can creep into your arms, especially the left, shoulders, neck, jaw, or even your back. You might notice an ache during exertion or stress, mistaking it for arthritis or tension. This happens because blocked arteries send pain signals through shared nerve pathways. Studies suggest women feel this more diffusely than men. If it's recurring and unexplained, get it checked. Early detection is key. Fifth sign, nausea or indigestion. Dementia affects the senses, but heart disease can mess with your stomach. Feeling queasy, bloated, or like you've got chronic heartburn, especially after meals or exertion, can be an early warning. This occurs because reduced blood flow stresses your digestive system, or because pain signals get confused in the brain. Women, in particular, report this months before an attack, per a Lancet study. It's easy to blame diet, but if antacids don't help and it pairs with fatigue or breathlessness, it's a red flag. Sixth sign, dizziness or lightheadedness. One lesser-known sign is feeling faint or unsteady, even when you're not dehydrated or standing up fast. This can strike during activity or randomly, as your heart struggles to pump blood to your brain. Research ties this to early artery blockages or irregular rhythms like atrial fibrillation. It's subtle. Maybe you steady yourself on a wall, but if it's frequent, don't ignore it. Early steps like monitoring blood pressure can catch the cause. Seventh sign, excessive sweating. Sudden cold sweats without exercise or heat can hint at heart trouble. You might wake up clammy or feel drenched during mild stress like a meeting. This happens when your heart works overtime, triggering your nervous system to overreact. Studies show it's a classic pre-attack sign, often ignored as anxiety. If it's paired with chest discomfort, call it urgent. Time matters. Eighth sign, irregular heartbeat. Feeling your heart race, skip, or thump oddly, like it's out of rhythm, can signal early danger. Known as palpitations, this stems from electrical misfires or strain as arteries narrow. A Cleveland Clinic study found untreated arrhythmias double heart attack risk. It might feel like nerves, but if it's frequent, a doctor's visit can pinpoint it. Ninth sign, swelling in legs or ankles. Fluid buildup or edema can mean your heart's not pumping well, letting blood pool in your lower body. You might notice tight shoes or puffy skin, blaming salt or standing. But research links this to early heart failure, a heart attack precursor. If it persists, don't wait. Early treatment can reverse it. Now that you're familiar with these early signs, let's talk prevention. Can heart attacks be stopped? Yes, to some extent. And the evidence is compelling. The Framingham Heart Study, tracking thousands since the 1940s, found that lifestyle shifts like better diet, regular exercise, and quitting smoking slashed heart attack risk by up to 50%. That's not just a number. It's a lifeline, proving you have more control than you might think. Heart disease doesn't have to be a death sentence. It's often a slow burn you can smother with the right choices. What you do today doesn't just protect your heart tomorrow. It could add years to your life. Let's break it down with practical steps, cutting-edge science, and a dose of hope. If this resonates, share it to spread awareness. Let's keep more hearts beating strong. First, let's talk lifestyle, the foundation of heart resilience. Start with your plate. The Mediterranean diet, loaded with olive oil, nuts, fish, and veggies, isn't just tasty. It's a proven heart saver. A 2018 study in the New England Journal of Medicine found it cut heart attack risk by 30% compared to low-fat diets. Why? It slashes inflammation and keeps arteries flexible. Add in exercise. Aim for 30 minutes most days. Walking briskly boosts blood flow, while strength training builds heart-supporting muscle. Research from the American Heart Association shows even 150 minutes a week, think 5 30-minute walks, drops risk by 20%. Quitting smoking is non-negotiable. Just 1 year after your last cigarette, your heart attack risk halves, per a Lancet study, as blood vessels heal and oxygen levels soar. Small steps, massive payoffs. But it's not just about the big three: diet, exercise, smoking. Stress is a silent killer, jacking up cortisol and blood pressure, which chew at your arteries over time. A 2021 Harvard study linked chronic stress to a 40% higher heart attack risk, especially in people under 50. Fight back with mindfulness. Deep breathing or a 10-minute meditation daily can lower stress hormones. Sleep matters too. Less than 6 hours a night builds plaque faster, says a Journal of the American College of Cardiology report, because your heart doesn't get downtime to repair. Aim for 7 to 8 hours. Your heart deserves that reset. Even hydration plays a role. Dehydration thickens blood, straining your heart. A simple trick? Keep a water bottle handy and sip throughout the day. Now, let's get proactive with your numbers. Knowing them can save you. High blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar are ticking time bombs if ignored. Get them checked yearly. They're modifiable risks you can wrestle down. Hypertension, above 130/80, doubles heart attack odds, but cutting salt and adding potassium-rich foods like bananas can tame it. High LDL cholesterol clogs arteries, but statins, used by millions, slash risk by 25%, per a 2020 meta-analysis. For blood sugar, insulin resistance, a precursor to diabetes, starves your heart of energy. A low-sugar diet and regular movement can keep it in check. Studies even suggest cinnamon, a sprinkle on oatmeal, helps stabilize glucose. Knowledge is power. Ask your doctor for a full panel and act on the results. What about building heart resilience beyond the basics? Learn CPR. It's a 5-minute skill that doubles survival odds if someone near you has an attack. Community classes are everywhere, often free. Social connections matter too. Loneliness spikes heart risk by 29%, says a 2016 study, as isolation fuels stress and inactivity. Call a friend, join a club. Your heart thrives on it. Even your brain can help. Lifelong learning, like puzzles or a new language, boosts cognitive health, which ties to better heart decisions, per a 2022 neurology study. And don't skip those annual checkups. EKGs or stress tests can spot trouble early, especially if you've got a family history like actor Chris Hemsworth, who adjusted his life after finding genetic risks. Now, the exciting part. Science is stepping up. New drugs like PCSK9 inhibitors are game changers, slashing LDL cholesterol by 60% in high-risk folks, cutting attack odds dramatically. They're pricey, thousands a year. But costs are dropping as generics loom. Another breakthrough? Anti-inflammatory drugs like canakinumab, tested in a 2017 trial, reduced heart attack risk by 15% by calming artery inflammation, a root cause of plaque. Even aspirin's getting a second look. Low doses thin blood and prevent clots, though talk to your doctor first. Wearable tech, like smartwatches tracking heart rate, can flag irregularities early. Think of it as a guardian on your wrist. Research is racing forward. A 2023 Nature study found gene editing tools like CRISPR might one day fix inherited heart risks. These aren't sci-fi, they're hope on the horizon. Here's the bottom line. Heart attacks aren't just genetic roulette. Lifestyle, vigilance, and new tools put you in the driver's seat. A famous case, TV host Larry King, survived multiple attacks by overhauling his habits post-diagnosis. You don't have to wait for a scare. Start small. Swap fries for a salad. Take the stairs. Stub out that cigarette. Stack those wins. And you're not just preventing an attack. You're building a heart that powers you into your 80s and beyond. Your choices today shape your heart tomorrow. If this fired you up, share it with someone you love. Awareness is the first step to action. Let's keep more hearts beating strong, one smart move at a time. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this one.